Hello and welcome back. This new video will show you how you can use VeraCrypt, create secure volumes and have two-step encryption using a password and a key file. So let's crack on. This version is 1.24. It was updated, as you can see, on the 23rd 2020 when I installed it. Freely available from this website. There's loads of videos on installation. I'm not going to talk about that. So basically I'm just going to show you how to create volumes and password protect them using two-step process, and also how to change the password once you've done it. So let's crack on. So first of all, what you do is you create a volume, standard volume, standard, and you can read about passwords. So I've created a temporary folder, and I'm gonna put test1 volume in there and save it. So it gives you the path and the name of the container. Click next. Leave that as it is. There's lots of options there, and then for this purpose I'm just going to use 10. You can choose different size containers depending on and it gives you what to choose for if you're using a larger size, exFAT or FAT. So I'm going to leave that as it is. Click next, and then this is the bit where the password is important. So if I do you can see the password if you made a mistake. I'm going to call it test and test1 and then test1, and then I'm going to use a key file. Sorry, don't select that one, just display password and key file. So to open this volume you need that and the key file. To generate a key file, because there's nothing there, you do it from here. Now in this process I'm going to show you how you can do the randomness movement of cursor to make it stronger encryption, and leave everything as it is. Just keep moving your mouse like so until it changes green, goes to green. Just keep doing that, and there's loads of videos on this. So basically this is to do with passwords. So finish this, keep going. Right, so we'll stop there. At the bottom it says number of key files. Now I'm going to do this one, then I'll do how you can change different create more than one key file. So I'm going to pause the video here. When you choose the path, sorry, before I do that, this VeraCrypt only runs with admin privileges, so you have to be run as admin, and then it'll point to the admin folder. So you need to, if you're a user, you need to put it in the user folder. So I'm going to pause the video and put it in the user folder. You can see I've created a name called VK. So now you can see I've created a test folder with two folders in there, VeraCrypt for short, volumes, and keys. In the keys folder, so if you look at the back, I've got key file, base name VK, and then when you hit generate and save file, I've created a test folder with two volume folders. So select the key for the key folder and click OK, and the key is then created. Click OK. Then you can close this window. Once you close the window, you get back here, then you need to add that file. So let's go and do that. Click add file, then find the path where you've put the folder, which is the test folder, and there's a key, and that's the key I've created. So let's put that in. So the key's gone in there, and then if you hit OK, so you've got the password and the key file. So the key file which you've just created using generate random key file and the password. And then when you hit next, it says short password, which you know, so you can choose a stronger password here. Click yes. Then you do this encrypt random test by moving your mouse folder to format the disk. Here, if it's I've left it as it is as FAT. You can choose exFAT or NTFS. exFAT if it's a bigger than 4 gig, and you want to do it as cross-platform on a Mac, say, or Linux or whatever. NTF is if it's only Windows only, and if it's more than 4 gig. So as it's a small volume, I'm going to leave it as FAT. So keep doing this. Keep mouse movement fast. This increases the crypto strength, as it says here. So now format, once that's done and finished and green, then it creates the folder. It says the volume has been created. Click OK. Then you can do another one or click exit. So now we need to test if it's working. So you select a letter here to mount the volume. Then you select the file, and I'm going to do it. I created the folder there first, but because I've moved it to D drive, doesn't really matter where you put it. There's a test folder. I select the test volume, click OK. So now that's ready to mount, and it's going to ask you for the password. So if you click mount, this is where you enter the first password, which is test1. And it's no harm displaying this unless you're in a place where you don't want to show your password. So you got test1, and then click key. You can do it without the key file, right, and then have a volume created that way to mount it. But because we've done 2, we need the key file to open it as well. So now add the key file here. You can drag and drop it here from your let's do that, D drive. It's not going to do it, so just all. So you can drag and drop it into VeraCrypt, but because I'm doing the video, I can't keep moving them, shifting these. You can do it from there. There you go. So I can move that a little bit. You can either select the key and click open, or drag it in there. It's not letting me do that. Maybe because I'm recording, because you can do that, and you can do the volume as well, which is quite good. So you drag and drop the volume. So there you go. You got a key, and then click OK. That's the key you created earlier and the password. Now you click OK, and it'll mount the volume. If you use either, it doesn't work. Now you can open the volume, and there you go. It's created the letter L because you chose the letter I, to open the volume. So let's see, I. Yes, I. My mistake. So that's how you go about doing it. Now you can dismount it quickly. Now we need to change. If you leave that as it is, or you drag and drop this path in there, this one, to locate where the volume is, you can either select the file and put it in and open it in there, or drag it in there, as I said. Now if we need to change the password. To change the password, you mustn't have the volume mounted, so don't mount it. All you do is select volume tools and change password. Here you put in the old password, which is test1, and select these two if you like, if you're on your own, and for the demo I'm going to show you. And then the key file has to be added. So I moved it here. Okay. Click OK. Now we need to create a new key file, or just a password. So let's call it test2. and this works for both key file and or just one of them, but because it's two-step, test2. It won't work if you make a mistake and then you create another key file from here. This is where you can do 5 now, for example, or 3, and do that usual. I've selected 3 to create 3 files, just to speed up for the video. And you can do it separately. You can do one for this demo if you're just doing one container, but if you're doing several containers of different sizes, you can create different keys like that, or you can do maximum size is 64. I haven't tried it, but you can do I've done 5 or 6 keys at one go, and then it just gives it a sequential name. So now if I then just pause the video for a second, if I call it the same name and then click generate, and I click generate and select the folder and then OK it says it exists. You don't want that wiped, so let's say no. So now if I do 001, for example, hit generate, click that, click text, select the key folder, and now it's created them. Okay, let's close this, and now we select the key from the key folder, and you'll see it's created it sequentially like so. Okay, so because we use that key, we're gonna use a second key, right? And don't worry about it at this stage, because you can check what key you use. So VK for the first current password, and the new password you choose a different name, and it's not going to work because that's grayed, can you see? And the error is this: unless you put this correct, you want hit OK. So everything must match. So test 1, key file, password, key, existing key, the new key, new password, and there's a new one. Click OK, and then click OK. Now it'll change the password. Even if you had things in your container, it doesn't affect the container. That's what's the beauty of this. It's pretty secure and safe at this stage if you followed it by touch. It then asks you to do the same thing because the key has now changed, and you only do that every time you want to change the password. So it goes green, just keep doing this as random as possible. I'll make sure it's gone to the end, and then click continue. Now it'll change the password with the new password from the current one. So the second password is test2. There you go, successful. Now if we now tend to mount this one with the existing key, so if you put in test1 display password, it won't work. If I use the existing key VK and click OK, it won't work. It'll give you an error message because the password's changed. There you go. So now if you now use the correct key and correct password, so now it's called test2. Remove this key. This would disappear if you close VeraCrypt and open it again. and now it says use key file. Click there, test, and we use the one with the new key. Maybe I should have called it new. And then click OK. So test2, new key, click OK. Now it'll open the volume. There you go, and it opens in iDrive. So that's how you go about creating a volume with two-step verification passwords, two layers, one normal manual entry and a key file, and you can then change the password and the key as I've shown you. If you didn't, let's dismount that. If you didn't create, when you close this will disappear, and so will all the keys. So just to recap, you create a volume, clicking from there by selecting one of the letters. You can select any letter here, and then you follow the process by either entering the password and then formatting it, and then mounting that volume with that password, or you can use a key file only to create the volume. You don't have to put the password, and then mounting it and opening it with that key file, or using both. So you can use both password and key file and mount it, and without the key file, which you can keep separately on a USB stick or somewhere, you can then put the containers and volumes somewhere on the cloud or somewhere. If somebody gets hold of it, if they crack the password, they need a key to mount it. That's how it makes it more secure. And then I've shown you how to change the password without mounting it, and then using this method to change the password, you have to put the current one with the current key and password, and then create a new key and new password, and then doing the randomness thing for that key, and then you can mount it with a new password and key. Hope you liked the video. Hope it's clear once you've watched it a few times, and thanks for watching.